It's time! It's time for SummerSlam! What is going on, guys? Welcome to my top 5 feuds for SummerSlam 2019. Of course, the pay-per-view extravaganza will be airing live August the 11th on the WWE Network. And of course, always look forward to SummerSlam. It's usually a pay-per-view that we can count on to deliver from WWE, and that certainly says a lot considering the state of the main roster. However, there are 5 feuds out there that I feel create some magic, create some excitement for the biggest extravaganza of the summer, SummerSlam. So August 11th, Toronto, Canada. It's going down. So without further ado, let's get right into my top 5 feuds for SummerSlam. At number 5, Ricochet versus Rey Mysterio. If you didn't hear, as of the making of this video, July 6th, Rey Mysterio will be making his return on the July 8th edition of Raw. And I know we're kind of doing a Ricochet versus AJ Styles feud, but hell, I mean that'll probably be a tremendous match at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. If you want to one-up, in terms of match quality, I mean AJ's damn good as well, but you put Ricochet in there with Rey Mysterio, who they have a history going back to Lucha Underground with, Ricochet's time there as Prince Puma and the wars that they had on that show. And, it just, to me, the United States Championship, Rey Mysterio had to surrender that back to Samoa Joe. Now Ricochet is holding on to that championship. I think those two could go out there and, Rey Mysterio could really help elevate Ricochet to that next level on the main roster. And Rey's had his great matches at SummerSlam in the past. Of course, who could forget his great battle with Kurt Angle, the ladder match with Eddie Guerrero, the late Eddie Guerrero, we miss you, Eddie, and that was another classic. Rey you can always count on, So I think you put those two in the ring with one another. That's certainly a match, a feud for the United States Championship that I would like to see take place in a better place for that to happen than at SummerSlam. Move on here to number 4 on my list. Aleister Black. Still waiting for him to make his debut on, as a singles competitor. We've seen him on the main roster tagging with Ricochet, but for weeks now we've had vignettes of somebody knocking at Aleister Black's door. Who's going to be the one to answer his challenge? Of course, at Extreme Rules, by the time this video is being posted, we'll know who's facing there. However, for SummerSlam, I think a great opponent for him would be Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. You have the Demon versus, the dark mystique of a character like Aleister Black. I feel like those two personalities would really mesh well with one another. It puts Aleister in a high-profile feud. And, you want to launch him to the next level, make him a big impact as possible on the main roster. Then why not have Aleister Black go after Finn Balor for the IC Championship? And just seeing the Demon in there with, again, a personality, a character as dark as Aleister Black's, I think that could lead to some fun promos, especially maybe if Aleister plays up more so of the heel in that program, and Balor's babyface. I think that could be a fun feud for the Intercontinental Championship heading into SummerSlam. So Aleister Black, Finn Balor, number 4 on my list here. Number 3 on my list, Kofi Kingston needs an opponent for his WWE Championship. And right now he's feuding with Samoa Joe. I would love to see Joe win the title. Don't think that's happening. However, a worthy, not saying Joe ain't a worthy opponent, but for SummerSlam, an opponent worthy for Kofi Kingston to face is a guy that he has had so much history with. Goes back to 2009 when his push got derailed, and of course I'm talking about Randall Keith Orton. You can always count on Randy Orton. When he's motivated, when he's on, he's one of the best in the company. And I feel like having him challenge Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship, and you build on their past history of what happened back in 2009, how that kind of stalled and derailed Kofi's momentum, how he had to build and scratch and claw his way back up to the top. I think it just writes itself there. And I think these two could have, I like their matches before in the past, especially that match that they had on Raw back in 2009, I thought was pretty good. I think it was in Madison Square Garden on that November episode, way back, which is hard to believe that was 10 years ago. But with the added stakes of the WWE Championship being on the line here, this is certainly a match and a feud that I would like to see happen leading up to the biggest show of the summer. And another match here on my list, number 2, Seth Rollins It's an opponent for that Universal Championship, and we've been waiting and waiting patiently for the reemergence of Bray Wyatt, the leader of the Firefly Funhouse. Those segments have been some of the best part, if not, dare I say, the best parts of Monday Night on Raw. We see Bray Wyatt's, the sock puppets, Abby the Witch, and Mercy the Buzzard, and Ramblin' Rabbit. They've been appearing, popping up in various backstage segments, just in the background, in the corner of your eye. And I like how they've been building up the anticipation of us waiting and waiting and waiting to see when Bray Wyatt will make his debut. I think what better way for him to return and make an impact than go after Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. Rollins needs an opponent for that Universal title. Why not put him in there against somebody like Bray Wyatt? You want to have Wyatt make a big impact. What bigger impact can you have than having him go after the fruit roll-up, the Universal Championship itself? Like I said, the Firefly Funhouse segments have easily been the highlights of Raw. They've been different. They've been unique. They've just breathed life into a show that has felt so stale for so long. And I feel like Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt is the program to do for that Universal Championship at SummerSlam. Number one here on my list, I want to see the returning Sasha Banks. We know she will eventually come back because she has to finish up her contract anyways, so if she continues to sit out there, she can continue to tack on more dates to her contract. I want to see her face Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship, and I want to see this be the old Sasha Banks, the heel Sasha Banks that we all know and love, and we saw her, portray excellently that character on NXT, but we have yet to see Sasha Banks portray that heel character on the main roster properly, and if done right, she could certainly give Becky Lynch a run for her money and be somebody that Becky could chase. Because I feel like Becky, I like her as Raw Women's Champion, don't get me wrong. I was so happy to see her finally ascend to the mountaintop and win both the Raw and SmackDown Women's titles. I feel like Becky, her title run's been okay. I'm tired of her feuding with Lacey Evans. We need to get her a fresh opponent, and what fresher opponent than a returning Sasha Banks, who comes out and looks like, oh yeah, it's the old Sasha Banks, she's back, and then just bam, lays out Becky Lynch on Raw, and boom, we are off to the races for SummerSlam. So those are the top 5 feuds that I would like to see happen at SummerSlam this year. So just to recap, guys. Number 5, Ricochet versus Rey Mysterio. Number 4, Aleister Black versus Finn Balor. Number 3, Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. Number 2, Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. And number 1, Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. So let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what your top 5 feuds are for SummerSlam 2019. What matches would you like to see take place? And I will be sure to respond to your comments down below. As always, thank you once again for watching this video here at youtube.com/DanielGeyser412. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGeyser412 and on Facebook.com/DanielGeyser1994. And be sure to check out the Kane Action Team. That's KaneActionTeam.com as well for the preeminent action stunt team in Akron, Ohio. So that is it, guys, for this video. Thank you all for watching. And as always, just be sure to enjoy the pay-per-view extravaganza of the summer, the one, the only SummerSlam!